Hey, my name's Nigel Gardener. I'm the, I wouldn't say the roast master, but I roast the coffee here at Savannah Coffee Roasters on Liberty Street. And I've been here a couple of years now. And I'm here to answer any questions or talk you through the process of how we roast coffee. We start with green beans, and the green beans come from countries all over the world, usually within 1,000 miles of the equator, and they're grown anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 feet above sea level. The beans are picked a lot of times by hand. They look like cherries. They're called cherries. Once the fruit is removed from the seed, that's what we're left with. We start with the seed, and the seed is what gets bagged up and shipped to us, and then we put it through the roasting process. Once we get them here, we put them in the roaster. The roaster's heated up to about 350 to 450 degrees. We drop them in through the hopper up there. They just roast for no less than 7, no more than 15 minutes. They go from that green color to whatever the roast level is. If it's a light roast, we'll take it to a light brown, probably 350, 370 degrees. If it's a much darker roast, it'll be probably around 400 or so degrees. So we try to get all that squeezed in 15 minutes. The roast process goes, as the beans go in, they're at room temperature, so we have to increase the temperature of the bean. Once they get to, they're really not drinkable up until a certain point. The first point they become drinkable is called first crack, where the bean audibly cracks. You hear it, it sounds like popcorn. And that's where the fibers inside the bean are starting to separate because of the heat and drying out and so on. So first crack is really the point at which you can take the coffee and make a beverage out of it. Before that, it's very bitter, not very good. And then as you progress beyond first crack, the temperature's going up. You get to a point we call second crack, which is it's a different kind of crack. It's more like a Rice Krispies crackle, snap, crackle, pop versus the popcorn popping of first crack. And then at second crack, that's really, we try to stay in between those. You can go beyond that. You start getting into French roast and Vienna roast and even Spanish roast, which looks a whole lot more like charcoal briquettes. But there are people in the world that enjoy coffee like that. So, but we try to stay below that. So really the magic happens between first and second crack. Cooling, once they tumble out of the roaster, the part of the roasting process is actually the cooling process. You can't cool them too fast. It would be, if you cool them too fast, it'd be like pouring hot water on an ice cube. You'd get this fracturing, so we don't want that. So we have to cool them. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes and just pulling room temperature air through the beans as we stir them around and try and cool them evenly and quickly and get them out of the way for the next batch.